Вечер в хату, everybody! It's PanRoman, and today we're gonna learn what is decals, what for we can use it, and how we can create our own decals. So decals are the cheap way to create a complex geometry look. For example, in concepting, where we'll try to find the right shape and look. In game industry, for example, in Helldivers 2, Cyberpunk 2077, in a lot of sci-fi games like Starfield and Star Citizen. In Star Citizen, it's a usual workflow for them. You can use it in a texturing, and also they can be used in movies and videos, mostly on background. We can use them manually or upload it into the add-ons like a decal machine in Blender and create our own library. To have a visual example, let's look on this demonstration scene I created. If I remove all decals, you can see it's just a simple cube. But if I will turn it on again, you can see how complex will be the geometry. And this complex look will cost me only 300 polygons. Isn't it amazing? Let's delete existing decals and create something new. And it will be the small demonstration how fast and easy the process is. Here I created my own pack and will choose the one detail from it. You can quickly place it on the right spot with the place tool. I will put these details on null object, call it decals. Then I will put shrink and wrap in the same null. To get less issues, just make sure to move out this detail from the main geometry a bit and lower the strength percentage in shrink and wrap. Let's choose another detail and make this hedge look more complex. We have two details on the same polygon, so I will just cut the one I need. I could put it in the same null. This way shrink wrap deformer will influence on these details also. If you cannot see it, just stick out a bit the way this decals will be in front of previous one and place it on the right spot. Moreover, if you have all the maps baked, you can change the colors right away. Let's choose another detail and finish this hedge to make it even more complex. As you can see, we can use not only separate details but mix them together. Just make sure you move this detail in front of previous layer, that this one will be on top. I will put it in a symmetry and finish it by making a small final touches. This way, instead of wasting hours, we just waste a couple minutes. By the way, if you don't want to waste time to create your own decal set, you can purchase mine on ArtStation Market. You will get 95 high quality elements that will help you to create complex geometry in seconds. Or you can get 3D details pack that was modeled for subdivision. The both products will save you a lot of time and help you focus on creative side, not on modeling part. You can find the links below and find it on my marketplace. And if you're my Patreon, you can get decals for free. Now let's jump to tutorial part. But first, if you want to thank me for my efforts doing all these tutorials for you in my free time, you can become my patron, and starting only from $5 you will get all the tutorials project files, advanced tutorials parts, and some of my digital products for free that will save you a lot of time and efforts. And if you want even more, check my ArtStation Market, where you can find amazing textures for everyday use that you can just drag and drop on your models, advanced tutorials videos with the project files included, and game ready models that you can use immediately. So be my patron to get all these bonuses. And remember that half of your donations will be transferred to support Ukraine. That is very important now. We're in Cinema 4D and let's create the disc. Set rotation segments to 12, inset it a bit, inset it one more time, and let's move this part up a bit. Let's bevel this edge and make the depth minus 100. Inset central part twice and move it down. Then we can bevel it again and finally inset the central part again. Let's place the support edges here, here, here in the middle, and the last one on the base. Then put this geometry in subdivision surface and we have our sci-fi detail really fast. Create a simple plane and scale it down, make it slightly bigger than our sci-fi detail. Change all segments to 1, then you can change our subdivision level to 3. Finally, make all objects editable. Name the plane as low and our detail as high. Go to File, Export, click on OBJ settings and make sure Objects as Group is checked on. Then save it as OBJ file. But before, make sure our low poly has a UV unwrap. Plane in Cinema 4D has it on default, so let's close it. Instead of baking it in Cinema 4D as previously, we'll bake it in Marmoset this time. Right click on this window and import model. Here you need to click on the bread icon above and put our high model in high and low in low. Our high model is disappear, but it's just turned off, so just keep it turned off. Then click it on low, not on low model, but on low, and change max offset. It must be slightly higher than highest point of our high poly model. Then click on Bake Object and make sure normals are on. Here you can bake a lot of mods, but we need the normals only for now. So only that is left is go up and press Bake. To see the result, press on P button here. So now we have normals of our detail we created. To see it better, you can press on this button and see the normals. Looks great, let's up the samples to 64 and format to 16 bits. change the resolution to 1K and press bake again. We've done with the normals, so let's turn them off and turn on the ambient occlusion. In settings, let's up the ray sample to maximum and press bake again. You can preview it before we move on. Then let's press on configure button and choose alpha mask. Let's press bake again and we have all 3 mods we need. Let's jump back into the Cinema 4D and delete the high poly model. If you use standard render, just create default material, load normal to normal, ambient occlusion to diffusion, and alpha to alpha. And to see the texture better, you can go to viewport and change texture preview size to no scaling and apply the material. In Octane render, let's create the new glossy material and apply it to this demonstration cube. Let's change the color to gray and set the roughness up a bit. Then duplicate this material, this way our decal will have the same material as our cube has. Apply the shrink wrap to our plane, set the cube as a target. Don't forget to apply the material on our plane as I did. Then link normal channel to normal, alpha to opacity, move our plane upper a bit, play with the shrink wrap percentage to see it better. Then let's create RGB spectrum and copy the main color. Link ambient occlusion and this RGB spectrum to multiply and multiply to the diffuse channel. You can always control how hard are the shadows by putting the gradient between multiply and ambient occlusion node. The next important step is to apply Octane tech on our plane and turn off the shadow visibility. That will help to get rid of this nasty black rim around our object. Great, now we can put it in a symmetry and place to the right spot. Sometimes we have these issues you can see on the screen. Just subdivide this plane couple times to get rid of this issue. After we place this detail on the right spots, we can do even better movement. We can duplicate this symmetry and shrink down this detail, then put it in the center of inner part of the previous one. That will give us another layer of detailization of our model. It's done and you can notice how perfect our decals reacts on the light while we're changing the angles. That's it, hope you like it, enjoy it, learn something new. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss even more new interesting tutorials that are coming. Become my patron to support me and remember, все буде Україна!